demonstration of my Django web app. So as you can see, I used PyCharm for my development. I mostly used Visual Studio Code with the live server in order to do the actual development itself. Um, so I will show you kind of what the actual website looks like, and then I'll show you what the web app looks like as of right now, right? Theoretically, this should be the exact same, but they are not currently, right? So this is what the web app looks like. It is a little laggy, like it's kind of jumpy because of the screen share that I'm doing right now. And it's running a couple of different like on machine servers, right? But as you can see, this is a kind of an old implementation of asteroids that you know, that I had from a while back, right? And I figured I would make a web app out of it, use the Django framework to do so, As you can see, it's pretty functional. If I press R, it'll restart the game. If I press a couple of other buttons, it should do more things, but as of right now, that's kind of all I want it to do, you know. Um, and obviously, if I go press the main menu button, it'll take you to a main menu. If I press the play button, it'll take me right back. It'll reload the page, that is, It's pretty straightforward. And so if I go into the same thing in PyCharm with my Django project, PyCharm runs Python stuff and Django is Python. The framework is at least. It'll open up basically the same thing. There are a few differences, and what I understand is that it just takes a little, like, hopefully, maybe there's something I'm not understanding with Django, but from what I know, I kind of make the website, I copy it all over, into the templates here, make sure it all works and stuff, and the next day it works, right? So I've been working on it today, so obviously some things, well, I mean, a lot of things that I did have already kind of been applied, but the button formatting, some recent changes that I made with the script itself for working with the canvas. This red dot, I got rid of that red dot. And also the stars, as you can see in this other implementation, they're kind of nicer looking. The colors are nicer, So this is what it's aiming to be, right? But you can still see that the URLs, they all work. It goes back to the main menu screen. It doesn't really have the correct formatting still, but it does the same things, So hopefully when this is all uploaded onto GitHub, you can see the demonstration. You can see that it's all fully implemented. I don't know why it takes so long for all the changes to come into effect, but hopefully they won't take too much longer. But as you can see, the basic functionality is there. I can show you pretty much the file hierarchy for the whole project. Here's the app. Here's the site. The app has the templates and all the necessary files and stuff. All of basically everything is in static. All the scripts and the styles and the templates, they're all here, right? So here's the main site. Pretty basic. It's very basic. The HTML is very basic. Well, as you can see, if I press D for debug, it'll show me a few things that I've, yeah, I have yet to improve that. Anyway, I have improved this. It's not being implemented right now, but that is one of the things that I fixed. In this one, you can see that it's kind of flush up to the screen. It's on the edge on the bottom. As you can see, it totally goes away right there, but but it does automatically resize, and it's so centered, and it's so nice. But anyway, yeah, so after that all goes away, and yeah, it's all centered, resizes dynamically, and I have yet to implement some other things that I've written down here, as in kind of buttons and joysticks for mobile stuff. I kind of want to play this on my phone. Dark mode, I have implemented that. So yeah, a bunch of different challenges that I made for myself I've done. Yeah, so that's basically what it was. Here's the button. I wrapped it with a link tag. Here's the canvas. It's all being manipulated. All it is just being defined here, and then we pull it into the JavaScript. And then here's just this debug, div. It has all my lists, like all my notes and stuff. more things that happen when I press D for debug, whatever. You know, you can see that a lot of information is being like displayed on the screen. Here, let me zoom out. Right, a bunch of information gets displayed on the screen. Yeah, it's very laggy. This is interesting. But anyway, so yeah, that's pretty much that. The whole site is pretty much in here. I've already written most of it already. Main menu is also pretty straightforward. Something that I did find interesting while doing this, apparently to load like external files, which is a very necessary thing. You kind of have to make this static folder and like duplicate this templates folder and put styles, all of your scripts and stuff, and you have to have like a static reference to them, right? So this link tag, you have to put load static. It's a Django-esque thing right there, and then instead of just asteroids/styles.css, I put static asteroids, you know? So basically it just kind of pulls it from the static folder. I don't really know why it does that, but from there on, it's very straightforward. It's very like one-to-one. You just copy it over from a regular HTML project, you know? You make it into an app using this Django framework. More about the main menu. All it is just in the header, just saying asteroids main menu, and then have fun. Yeah, there's the play button. Basically, you know, it takes you to index.html, and that URL is defined right here, right? So when you're using apps, when you have an app defined in Django, you do have to define URL patterns. Here's the basic URL. It takes us right here. If you type in /index.html, if you press that anywhere, and then if you have that just kind of defined in the HTML or the JavaScript that it wants to open a new page, it looks to these URL patterns. So whichever one of these that you type in, it'll open up this view, right? Which is defined. There we go. Yeah, right there. So there's that. There's that file path for the template, right? So render using this request this template file, right? So it's pretty straightforward. Pretty nice because you can define some variables here. You can name this whatever you want, but you send it in that render function right there. But that's pretty much it. Yeah, there we go. So this kind of is what handles the URL navigation basically within the HTML. It's pretty interesting. I kind of like it a lot. But anyway, there's my project. This is a little bit late. Oh yeah, you can see it. It is Wednesday. I had meant to get this done on Saturday, but I ended up working on this a long time. Made a lot of improvements to this, and it's really ready for my next module, which is going to be cloud databases, or cloud, not databases, yeah, yeah, cloud servers. Yeah, cloud-based, you know, storage. So I kind of want to implement some high scores, not really implementing multiplayer stuff, but implementing some live, you know, live feedback and stuff, basically. So there's that, and I hope you all have a great day, and see you guys in the next module. Bye.